Alright, hey guys, this video is the best of the rest of games from 2010, and basically what that means is I'm going to go over a large selection of games that I did play last year. Not everything, but some of the games that I feel that some of you should not miss out on, or games that I really enjoyed and didn't get to put a ton of time into, or I might have put a lot of time into them, but I just didn't think that they were the best games to place in my top 10 for last year. But I'm going to go over some very brief impressions for the titles. I'm going to move through them very fast. I'm going to group them by system. They're in no particular order. So let me go ahead and get started here. First up is going to be for Xbox 360 games. First up, this is one I'm sure you all already know about, and that's Red Dead Redemption. Great game. I love the gameplay mechanics to it, but I just could not get into this game. It's not for everybody. Blur is a great arcade racing game, very similar. It's compared usually to a more realistic version of Mario Kart because it is a straight-up kind of realistic racing game with real cars and everything, but you have the addition of power-ups and you can shoot your cars and damage them and blow them up and everything with Mario Kart-style weapon power-ups. So, definitely a unique racer there. Next is Darksiders for Xbox 360. I really enjoyed this one. It always gets compared to Zelda. I can definitely see the comparisons later in the game when you get into the dungeons that are very similar in style to Zelda dungeons, but other than that I really enjoyed this. It is its own unique game, an art style that's just beautiful, a story that's pretty interesting, excellent voice acting, and the gameplay is just really solid. I highly recommend this to action-adventure fans. Death Smiles, this is a great 2D shoot-'em-up. Admittedly, I am not one of those people that's really into spending a lot of money to buy the import shoot-'em-ups that are on the 360, so in terms of ones that get localized, there's not many out there, so this is definitely a great option if you're looking to get into them. It's categorized as a bullet hell shoot-'em-up, so there's a lot of enemies on screen. Great 2D sprite work, looks really great. Nier, I really enjoyed playing through this one. This is a very unique game. It's an action-adventure style RPG that blends different gameplay mechanics, so a majority of the game is spent in third person, hacking and slashing and stuff like that, but at times it takes you into a third person shoot 'em up, just like, say Death Smiles, or a text adventure, or, a dungeon crawler. Like, there's all different gameplay styles woven into this game, and it has a really crazy story. It definitely warrants more than one playthrough, which I was not able to do. I did beat it once, but the characters are very memorable. Just very bizarre. If you're into fantasy and a mix of sci-fi with just a bit of weird, definitely check out Nier. Halo Reach, I'm sure this is another one a lot of you all know about. I was enjoying the single player until my save game. I had a little bit of a problem with that, but the single player was actually pretty enjoyable from what I've played of it. Online, once again, just like most Halo games, it doesn't last more than a month, a couple of weeks for me, so not for everybody. Another one I'm sure you all know about, Call of Duty Black Ops. Run its course with, I ran my course with this game, just like the other Call of Duties. Well, I shouldn't say that. I really enjoyed playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4. This one, the online, couldn't keep me hooked. Okay, next up is Fallout New Vegas. Didn't capture me as much as Fallout 3, but I still would highly recommend this to fans of open world RPGs. If you're a fan of Fallout 3, I'm sure you've already, gone out and bought this. I could not get into it as fast as I did in Fallout 3. Mainly because it was more of the same. I felt at times myself getting drawn into the game, but of course this came out at a very bad time when there were tons of other games coming out, so I just did not get the time to invest everything that I wanted to invest into that game. This is a game I highly recommend. This is Vanquish, made by Platinum Games, which you guys do know I put Bayonetta on my top 10 list, and I really enjoyed that. This is from the same developers. Over the top, third-person action game with cover-style gameplay similar to Gears of War, but this is so over-the-top. Think Japanese craziness Gears of War, and that is Vanquish. It's a little too over-the-top at times, I personally think. I really couldn't get into it too much because it was so much constantly in terms of, it got kind of repetitive for me. I can definitely see why people love this game, though. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of over-the-top action games. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. This is one of my favorite racing games of the year, aside from Sonic All-Star Racing. I really enjoy the Need for Speed series, and I had a lot of fun with this one, especially going online, getting to play as the cops, getting to chase people down online, working together, trying to take people down, trying to run away from cops, and the single player is enjoyable as well. It looks really great too. This is a very good looking racer. Definitely recommend it to racing fans. And Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I still have not played Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, and let me just tell you one thing: if you have not played Assassin's Creed 1 or 2, do not play the single player in this, because you will be lost as I was. I could not understand what the heck was going on, but the online was a lot of fun until you get to the point where people start unlocking abilities that make them see through your camouflage and everything, and it ruins the fun. The first couple of hours online, maybe the first 10 hours, are a blast, because you're playing with people of lower skill level that don't have all the abilities unlocked, but after a while it kind of wore thin, but the online was a lot of fun. Okay, moving on to the PlayStation 3. First up is Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes. This is a fun beat-em-up game. It's very similar to the Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors games. It's based on an anime series that I've never seen before, but it's very, very over the top, a lot more silly, and the story is a lot more silly than the other games in the similar series, so definitely check this out if you're a fan of those types of games. Next is Atelier Rorana, the Alchemist of Arland. I would recommend this to RPG fans that like a bit of simulation in their RPGs, so if you like sort of Harvest Moon, crafting, and turn-based RPGs with a very charming Japanese style to it, definitely check out Atelier Rorana. Gran Turismo 5, I personally could not get into this, but I would still recommend this to racing fans. If you're fans of simulators, I'm sure you've probably already picked this up, possibly. But if you still have not picked it up and you are a fan of very realistic racing games, definitely check out Gran Turismo 5. It did not, I didn't get into it as much as I thought I would. I kind of got caught up in the hype with that one, I will admit. Mag, this was very close to making my top 10. I haven't played it in many, many months, but when I first did get this game, I was playing it non-stop. As you may know, this is from Zipper Interactive, the developers of the SOCOM series. This is an online-only, massive online shooting game that just blew me away, because when I first heard about the announcement of MAG a couple of years ago, being able to play with 256 players online in a first-person shooter on a console was almost unheard of. The fact that they pulled it off and did it well and made a blast of a game, really, it's a great testament to this game. It's still a lot of fun. I have not played it recently. They've come out with expansions, but I'd still highly recommend this to any shooter fans that are looking for something a little bit different in their squad-based, team-based gameplay. Modnation Racers. This is one of my bigger letdowns of last year. Couldn't get into it, really. It's similar in style to a mix of Mario Kart and Little Big Planet, in that it is a kart racer where your players can create and design their own levels for people to play on and rate and such, just like Little Big Planet. I really thought I was going to get into this, but it was plagued with terrible, terrible load times, bad slowdown, and just the controls were a little wonky. They didn't feel right. It was a little too complex for a kart racer. I don't know if patches have fixed load times since then, but guys, give it a try. Maybe they fixed it since then, but I just couldn't get into it. The concept is still really cool, though. White Knight Chronicles, I put over 100 hours into this game. I beat the single player twice to unlock armor for the online mode, which plays very similar to, say, a Phantasy Star Monster Hunter style game, where you're killing monsters over and over in these closed-in areas in the game. It's not an open world game. You go in with a couple of teammates at a time, you slay bosses, you get materials, you use those materials to craft new armor and new weapons. It was a very addictive style of RPG that I do enjoy playing online with others. But it eventually wore thin when it came to the point where grinding was just so boring. You have to grind the same quest over and over to rank up in your guild to move on to new missions. Would I recommend it for the single player? Give it a try. It's kind of enjoyable, really easy. It's it's a breeze to run through this game. The online, it's probably a little far into its life cycle to pick it up now, so if you can find it cheap, give it a try for the single player. 3D Dot Game Heroes, such a unique game. If you're a fan, I'm telling you guys, if you're a fan of classic Legend of Zelda, over-the-top Legend of Zelda style games, you must play this. It is a direct knockoff of Legend of Zelda, but it does it in a really funny and good way. It's presented in a graphical style that mimics 8-bit or really old-school graphics with blocks and everything that sort of pops up in 3D. As crazy as it sounds, it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend this if you can get your hands on it. Amazon was having a sale on this recently for $13. That's definitely a deal that's really tough to beat.